Hello and welcome back to the Spare Time Shop. I'm Ruben, and in the previous two videos we've been building this soapbox that looks like a grand piano. To go dressed as Sir Elton John to the Red Bull Soapbox race in Belgium. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you the amazing weekend we had at the Formula 1 track leading up to the race and of course the race itself. The race took place at the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. And this might ring a bell with some F1 fans watching because it's the biggest circuit in Belgium and is even the longest F1 track in the world. Now all the contestants of the Soapbox race got a designated paddock that we could use to set up our carts and show them to the public. We added some posters of Elton's shows and of course the big flag with the team name Rocketman. My girlfriend bedazzled the helmet with jewels and made this awesome jacket with lots of glitter and feathers. And even gave me a gap in between my front teeth with some special makeup. But this really finished the whole costume. The soapbox is pretty much the same as in the previous video, but we did add a lot of fake plants and flowers to the base, so the driver is even more hidden. We had a Bluetooth speaker hidden in the piano and blasted Elton John's classics all day long. And we had a good vibe going on. I even printed out the music score to Rocketman to add even more detail. We've got number 14 of the 60 contestants, which is nice cause we get to go pretty early in the day. With my costume put on and my teeth fixed just in time for the gates to open and the public to enter, it's time to put up a show. And slowly but surely more and more people came to take a look at our grand piano soapbox. I was surprised to see there were so many Elton John fans. Now there was so much going on, it was overwhelming, and it wouldn't be a true Red Bull event if there weren't random parasailers flying over the crowd. And suddenly the judges appeared from among the crowd, and they were going around scoring the soapboxes before the race starts. They want to have a good look now in case any of them crash during the race. So we talked to them and presented the idea behind the grand piano. Luckily, many of the judges were also fans of Sir Elton John, which worked to our advantage. And I couldn't quite see what they wrote down, but I'm guessing from their reactions that it was quite positive. As so many people came to see the piano racing. And we also got interviewed for TV and magazines a couple of times, which was pretty fun to do in character. Before the actual race started, all the contestants got called to the circuit and we got to walk the parkour all the way to the top. And this is when it started to sink in just how steep and long this track is. I was getting a bit nervous, but even more so, I'm really getting excited to go down this track. And there were signs that showed there was a 17% slope, which is pretty steep, I'll tell ya. The parkour also had some obstacles like a pit stop, tree trunks, sharp corners, a jump and a foamy car wash, all of which we have to get through. And once at the top we could see all the people who came to watch the race. Now most of them were standing next to the track, but even the bleachers were filled. There were over 25,000 spectators, which is absolutely insane. And since we are number 14, we got to race quite quickly after the walk on the track. So our soapbox got towed up the hill, and while passing the crowd, we put on a little show to get everyone as excited as we were. This was the first time actually riding the soapbox, and it felt surprisingly sturdy. I even felt safe enough to let go of the handlebars. Once at the top of the hill, there was another short interview for a British web show, and they came up with some incredible puns I wish I thought of myself.
The one and only Elton John!
Sir Elton! He was at the bottom. And then all the way down, he'll be singing, "Don't go breaking my heart." still be standing at the end?
And then we were off to the line at the back of the stage. Now the tension is rising in the back room of the stage. We've got some instructions, but I really wasn't quite paying attention. I was really nervous to go on stage and raise the piano downhill in front of so many people. So without any further ado, this is how it went. Okay, so we had a false start. And yeah, that was not supposed to happen. My jacket was actually filled with small confetti cannons, but I lost some during the fall. You can see I'm trying to set one off, but it jammed, probably also due to the fall. Now the piano is actually keeping up surprisingly well on the track, gliding through tight corners like it's nothing. And even the jumps are no problem. And me, on the other hand, well, I'm not catching up by a long time. And boy, this track is long. And a very special thanks to the driver Thomas, who did an excellent job getting the piano down safely. We did not break any speed records, but that was never really the plan anyway. So I'm happy with just getting to the finish. We did manage to get some cool footage with the GoPro from inside of the piano. Now you can see me go down in the background and then quickly get back up again. And at the first pit stop, you'll see Thomas set off one of the many party poppers that we stashed on board. That obstacle with the tree trunks, it doesn't look too comfortable to cross. But I'm glad the lid of the piano stayed open, because that could have been a small problem. As you can tell, the distance between me and the piano is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm slowly falling behind. Look at him go, such focus, excellent brake work in the corners and even working the crowd. What a natural. I could not have picked a better driver. Okay, now let's see me face dive into the concrete one more time. So, it's not quite as expected, but the judges seem to like it. This was the best score so far, but we are one of the first Soapboxes to race, so there are still many more contestants to come. Anything can happen. And an advantage of going early, now we've got the rest of the day to watch the other racers. And there are so many really creative and well-engineered Soapboxes out there. It's so cool to see. And we did see some crashes and realized just how lucky we were to get to the finish in one piece. And at the end of this beautiful day, we got called to the stage. But they wouldn't say what for, so I was stressing out once again. We were sitting backstage for what felt like forever, and then suddenly we heard our name called out from the stage. So as it turns out, we won in the category for the best show, which was exactly what we're going for, and I'm so happy that we made it. Now, to give you a little backstory on how it came to be that I did not catch the piano on time and I was running behind it, actually it was all part of the plan. Well, sort of. You see, the day before the race, we went to the technical checkup zone and the people from Red Bull weighed our Soapbox and it was too heavy according to the rules. Now, these guys are really strict and I completely understand it. We do not want to have any injuries if they can be avoided. So we could come up with a kind of deal, and that being that only one person could sit on the Soapbox. And because the driver was hidden underneath the piano and I was going to sit behind it, we decided that the driver should go because that would be the safest thing. We do not want to let the piano go loose straight down the track. And that's why I kind of stumbled and bumbled behind the piano, acting as if I could not catch up with it. Well, in the end, I completely couldn't catch up with it. It was going way too fast, but it was all kind of made into this act and kind of worked out. So even with not everything going according to plan, with me not even sitting on the Soapbox while it was going downhill, I'm still pretty happy with how it all turned out and with the results of the race. Because we won the best show, thanks to everything that happened, and I got to take home this little trophy. Look. Now, I already did 2 of these races and they are so much fun. I am definitely going to re-enter in the next one. That'll be in 4 years. I know it's a long time, but in that time we can come up with a new idea, a new plan, a new Soapbox. So if you have any ideas for a theme, a Soapbox, costumes, whatever, please let me know. And if you have any idea what I can build or do with the piano and the go-kart that I still have laying around here collecting dust, I would also like to hear it, because it would be a shame if I had to throw them out. So thank you so much for watching. This has been an amazing adventure and I'm so happy we did it and we survived. So I'll see you in the next video where we'll build something else. Bye. So thanks to everyone who helped and came to support us. And thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you want to see more random builds and projects, and I'll see you in the next one.